Infiniti's G has been a monster car for them. Now it's called the G37. Let's see how this all-wheel drive version works out, and check the tech. Now, a base G37 is going to come with a fairly base audio rig, but it would still have a color LCD and what they call the Infiniti controllers. That's kind of a nice thing, but we've been bumped up to the Infiniti Studio. Bose powered, more speakers, more power, 24-bit digital to analog conversion. That matters when it comes to playing CDs and getting them to sound really natural. Speaking of CDs, I've got one in now, and you can see we have a hard drive in this car because we are ripping it right now to that drive. 9.3 gigabytes of user available space. So that's enough to recreate a pretty good size iPod, right? The other thing about the hard drive is it powers the navigation system, and that's a real delight. Look how fast things happen as I bounce around to enter an address. And by the way, this is while I'm ripping a disk in the background, so we're multitasking here. And now notice once I've got a destination underway, I'm in my bird's eye view, and when you're in cities and larger areas, you'll actually get a look at buildings. This is an Infiniti thing that's not exclusive to them, but it's one of their favorite tricks. And of course, with XM, we have XM nav traffic. You see the indicators there on the road, how the flow is going. So this is a well-rounded system. The only knock I would give it is it still has a somewhat crude map database in terms of the resolution and the rendering of the map. iPod adapter also included, true iPod adapter, which is just going to be working with an iPod, and you get to that also under your auxiliary button here, which has your hard drive, your aux input jacks that also live in here. As part of the nav package, you also get the rearview camera. That's not in there with the standard LCD display, so you got to go package on that. Bluetooth is in our car, but we had to go for a chunky package to get it. The premium package is how you get Bluetooth hands-free, not a la carte. Now, Infiniti and Nissan are known for their 3.5-liter V6, but this one's grown up a little, as you can tell by the model number on this car. It's a 3.7-liter V6, which bought them some more horsepower, 330 horse. The torque barely moved, 270 foot-pounds, kind of a little more delta between those than I'm comfortable with, but of course, it's a rever, and that works. Oh, by the way, a G37 has what Nissan calls scratch shield paint. So, I'm not going to do it, but a tiny scratch in this paint in the clear coat should actually knit and heal, they say. May take a few days, as I understand it, but it will gradually do it. And it's only for really tiny scratches, so don't go around keying your car to impress your friends how well it works. On the backside of the engine is a 7-speed Sport automatic. I beg to differ. Yeah, it's sporty if you shift it manually, and it does give satisfying throttle blips to match the RPM on downshifts. But unless you want to sit there and babysit the gearbox, you're stuck with drive. In general, it seems like the car is often caught flat-footed when you need some oomph, which doesn't make sense given the engine. That motor is a smooth revving jewel and ready to romp, but this gearbox just numbs it all up unless you tend the gears one by one. Nissan's Atessa all-wheel drive system worked out better for us. Basically, this car tries to be rear-wheel drive all the time, but when slip is detected, up to 50% of the power can be sent to the front wheels to help out. We were out romping on one of those slick days when it hasn't rained for a while, and the system seemed quite transparent and kept things in place without that remedial intrusion of stability control. An all-wheel drive G37 Coupe starts at almost 40 grand, but swallow hard because you still have to get your arms around 3 rather chunky packages if you want to get all the tech. For studio audio, iPod, Bluetooth hands-free, moonroof, and fancy seats, that's the premium package, $3,000. Navigation, live traffic, voice recognition, hard drive media, backup camera, that's the nav package, $2,200. And the tech package brings you adaptive cruise, steerable front headlights, preview braking, and pre-crash seatbelt technology for $1,150. Now you're driving a $46,000 car.
For your daily dose of tech news, check out CNET's Loaded. It's packed full of the latest tech news highlights that matter to you. Find out the latest gadgets or the coolest gizmos, all that and more Monday through Thursday at cnet.com/loaded.